Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Let's Talk Ticheze. I'm your host, Emmanuel Kapandula, and I'm joined with Kelvin Kamongo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm good, man. Talking of December, what comes in your mind when we talk of December?
December, obviously, it's Christmas. We're talking about Christmas.
Okay, I've been seeing some clips on the page. I've been talking to different people. What's the motive?
Okay, so the motive of that one is we just want to understand how youths of the stage and understand the importance of celebrating this Christmas, especially us being Christian.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, on today's episode, we are joined by Mayaba Musunga, one of the district health coordinators. Youth coordinators. Okay, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, maybe for the sake of the viewers out there, who is Mr. Mayaba Musunga?
Okay, thank you very much for hosting me, guys, and I'm glad to be here on this platform. I've just been seeing it on Facebook. And I've been also longing to come here and see what happens. I mean, what goes on. You guys have got a very good initiative. It's a very great innovation.
I appreciate that.
Sure. My name is Mayaba Musunga. Though the question is very general, but I should understand what you're trying to find out. So I narrowed down to say I'm a youth coordinator, a youth leader in the district of Itezhi-Tezhi. I'm part of the team that coordinates youth programs, alignment to government, not alignment to political affiliations, but to government. Yeah, sure. And then I also do social work. I'm also into what you do. I interact with youths. I help youths in many avenues, many corridors of life to work on issues of self-actualization for youths. Yeah. I work with an organization or a committee called DYCC, District Youth Coordinating Committee, which is a committee that is representative of the operations of the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts under government. We were housed with the office of the district commissioner lately, but with the coming of devolution, I'm sure you understand what has happened with devolution, where the council has taken over several departments. Now we are aligned with the council, the town council. Basically, I'm the chairperson of that committee. I do a lot of programs with the committee. We help, we interact, we integrate in youth programs that are aligned with the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Arts.
Just from the introduction, you can tell to say he's a very, very busy man. you have a lot of work to do. So, as a youth district coordinator, what is your major role when it comes to coordinating the youths and the government? Now, the major role between
Okay, sure.
the youths and the government.
Myself and the committee, what we do is we make sure we have an understanding of what the ministry has for youth.
And that
Okay,
is
there are a lot of programs that the ministry has for youth. Issues to do with art, issues to do with sports, issues to do with self-actualization, issues to do with empowerment. And now, not only the Ministry of Youth, Sport and Art, we are also working together with the local council itself because it has got youth programs. For example, we talk about the very famous CDF. It has got a youth component in there. So I am aligned with the committee. By the way, I am a youth representative for CDF myself. I sit on the panel to deliberate and manage issues that relate to youths in regard to CDF. Sure. And then I also have other programs which I work hand in hand with the social welfare, community development, and indeed any other department that has got a youth component or that has got an interest of the youths, so that we bridge the gap between that particular institution and the youths, and also be representative of the interests so they can take part in those programs. To say.
Okay, so your mentioned is that you're more like a pipeline between the youths and the government.
Indeed.
So talking of 2025, we are almost wrapping up the year. What are some of the projects that you have set alight for the youths? To be specific, to say maybe you have done this and this and that. What have you done so far since we're wrapping up there since January until this is December?
Okay, so for 2025, we had a lot of programs. For example, we had much of the activities were so into academics. Okay, we had the Ministry of Science and Technology, MSTV. They launched the bursary system for young people, youth below 35 years old. And so starting from 2024 October to 2025 January, I was pioneering a program where youths were applying for 100% bursaries under MSTPT. And in Itezhi-Tezhi, we were given slots, 38, only 38 students were given for Itezhi-Tezhi. Only 38, and they were given the slots, they were awarded the bursaries, they were given 100% bursaries. And I'm glad to tell you that of the 38, about 20 of those youths graduated this December. They completed their courses this December. And then we also opened the stream of CDF youth empowerment and also youth academic sponsorship. That was February. And we have got more than 300 youths that have applied for these programs. That is en route to be awarded in 2026, so they can go and study for different programs in 2026. And the selection is ongoing. I think it's coming to an end by January. We should have the names of those that are going for school. That is those that are going for skills bursaries, and also the youths that have applied for grants and under various clubs, cooperatives, and associations. And so that has been our chunk as youth representatives to make sure that youths have a share, their fair share actualized in their domain.
Yeah, so I want to take it back a little bit. You just mentioned of academics. Are you just focusing on the academic part, or maybe are you diverse?
No, no, we are very much diverse. I mentioned of academics, you being what for bursaries, and then I also mentioned partly about youth empowerment through grants and loans under CDF. And then also our department works with various departments to sponsor sports. I'm sure you saw various sports activities on Youth Day. We had various sports activities on Independence Day. That is coordinated through our office. We lobby for sponsorship from different stakeholders, different institutions. Let's say the office of the MP, the office of the DC, the office of the council chair, and also stakeholders being corporates like ITPC, ISESCO, African Parks. All those people, they come together and then they help us with some funds, finances to sponsor sports activities for them. A lot of them.
Oh yeah, so talking of all those things that you underline, all those details, you've seen so much of sports activities and less. I think we are sidelining this the art part. When it comes to art, we haven't seen much done, especially for those who are into art. So, what are your plans for people like us who are into art, or maybe someone out there who is a comedian, who's an artist, content creator? What activities have you aligned for them, or what activities did you align for them, even if they did not break out? Did you have any plans for those?
Well, we had plans for art. For example, we had held a audition program for artisans. Now, when we talk about art, we're not only talking about musicians and content creators, as in everyone in the stream of art. Only that we've not received much of a response from artisans. We still have a lot of work to do with sensitizing people that the department is also capable of supporting them in various aspects. It's not only in something that we can give you as a department or a district, but it's something that you might want to do even outside the state that we can support. For example, you need a collaboration with a different group, a different artist from out there. We solicit the link so that you can have that platform to interact and actualize your desires with that particular art or particular company. You see? Last time, I think I was talking to one of your representatives from the Digital Content Creator Committee, where I encouraged them that I'm going to help you with the process of coming up with documentation for application of CDF grants, so that at least you have a fair share also from there, so that at least we demonstrate to people You know, when we talk to people that we are able to support people in this aspect, and you're just talking, people will never take you serious.
But are you sure when you give us that platform to say maybe you put up a documentation or anything, are you sure that maybe when we are passing, when we are putting on those digital content creators t-shirts, are you sure that won't be picked to say I helped those group. I helped that group.
Who is speaking you? Who is speaking? No, that's my job.
I mean,
so that's my
people,
job.
the people that are found outside, you find that maybe they have helped some people. Then, even if they are passing by the roadside, people will start pointing fingers to say, I helped that group to get that grant.
No. That grant doesn't belong to us. It belongs to you. So anyone who boasts to say, no, I gave them a grant, that's not correct. That's not true. Because that grant doesn't belong to us. That grant belongs to you. It's not us. Our part is just to inform you that your money is ready. Your money is ready, not our money for you is ready. No, it's not our money. It's the citizens' money. So we just facilitate the access to it. Yes, not that it's our money. We will not even be pointing. Believe me, we don't have people that are socially immature in those avenues who would say this and that. If at all, there might be citations of one or two individuals who have been saying that. It's very unfortunate. We bemoan such situations, and I'm not very much aware of it. I'm not aware of it, but it's not the case. People should not monopolize. No one, by the way, should monopolize and claim that they control this. This is our thing. Or somebody to say, no, this belongs to the party. If you are not aligned to the party, you know, there's nothing like that. That's totally wrong.
I've loved the fact that actually it's coming from you.
We don't condone that.
Oh yeah, so
We don't even identify people by party affiliations. It's not like that.
okay,
Sure.
so just want to find out, as a Itezhi-Tezhi district, when it comes to sports, we've got someone who is into sports. I'm sure he's called sports coordinator.
Yes.
A sports coordinator. Just want to find out from you, because you are the youth coordinator. Who is into art? Who is into art? That person that you can look up to say, okay, this person is specifically into art, or maybe let's say it's a district art coordinator. We have one.
We don't really have somebody who is specifically into art. The person who does sports, does athletics, also does hand-skilled artisanship. They do all the combined aspect. So it's just one person because the task is not very enormous for now. So we've given to one person to handle that.
All those sports,
All everything. And then it is very important also for young people to understand that through the office of the council chair, at the office of at the council offices, under planning, there is somebody there who is very much in charge of sports and art. Those people are in charge of art, sport, and other aspects that pertain to artisanship. Yes, these are the corridors where we should match to when we are looking for this kind of sponsorship. One of the issues that has affected the performance and actualization of art is not being aware of which avenues to pursue in order to get help, to get empowerment. It's because we don't know.
So is it the problem? Is it that problem? Is it coming from us youths or maybe from the leadership side?
Okay, the problem is for both sides. You know, most of the times when there's a problem, you understand that there will be participation from either sides. One might just initiate the problem, the other one will contribute to it becoming worse. You understand? Eh? Usually, you will not find that it's one person, it's either side. This person is not doing much, and the other people also, they are not doing much also to pursue. It becomes a problem. Like, for example, today I will tell you that we've been preaching about youth empowerment from January to December. There are very few people who respond. I've got this habit of now, sending documents to people on Facebook, whether they like it or not.
Or maybe
I'll just be sending it.
it's the sensitization which is not.
You may say sensitization, but in town here sensitization is very easy because right now we are chatting here, and you are covering about 9 to 15,000 people are watching this. They are getting the sensitization. And compared to the villages, I think for 4 months this year, I traveled around the whole Itezhi-Tezhi trying to sensitize youths about these things. And you know what? Only old people were coming. Only old people. And I would ask them, I haven't brought anything for you. Where are your children? Because I haven't come for you. Then they say, maybe you bring football. That's when they will come.
Yeah, and I think that's what the problem is.
Okay, maybe you being the youth coordinator in this stage, what are you focusing on when it comes to development in this stage?
Okay, so that one I'll be very honest with you.
Yes.
I'm so biased to youth development only, usually. When it comes to me being involved with government stakeholders, government institutions, and departments, I'm so biased with what pertains to them. If there's a discussion, they call me, they invite me, and then I look at the agenda, there's nothing to do with youth, they're not going to consider it. I don't go there because there's nothing I'm going to do there. And I usually inform them to say, can you involve me through participation? You're not just calling me to sit there and listen to your stories and then I don't get anything out of it. What am I going to do with my colleagues if they are not involved? So for me, number one, it's participation. What people want is not money. What the youths are looking for is not to be given handouts. They are looking for participation. So what we pursue, what we pioneer, what we lobby for is for youths to be involved in everything, not only to be involved in campaigning and voting, because this is the biggest area where we are involved. I don't know whether this is where we do good, but I don't think so. So number one, I want participation. After participation, it will give birth to having our fair share. Okay. Also being heard. I want youth to be heard. Me and my colleagues and yourselves too. This is the reason why we are here. This whole issue is about being heard. So this is what I want to achieve with you guys.
So as we are wrapping up, Kenji, are you pleased with what, like for the 2025, from what you have done? Are you pleased with the response from the youth? Can you say like, okay, I've done much now?
Okay, you have asked me two questions. Number one, am I pleased? Number two, are the youths responding?
Yes.
Yes. So the first question, I'm pleased about 15%. Yes, I'm happy 15% that youths are responding. Okay, I'm not very content because 15%, honestly, is not a good number. It's not a good number. Uh, we've not done much this year. We've had a problem with accessibility. Yes, to access the youth. You see, Itezhi itself has a less than it is a central. It's less than 20% that we have in the district. It's less than 20%. Much of the youths are out there. Here to sensitize, I'm comfortable that we are able to sensitize here, yes, at the central zone. But in the outskirts, it has been very difficult to sensitize. Yes, culturally, that side, people are still battling with different sentiments and mindsets. So we are still battling with changing mindset, campaigning for mind shift, for people to adopt the current frontier that we have. But at the central zone, I'm very comfortable. There's only one thing that I'm not comfortable with. Information at central zone has been politicized. Okay, the way people perceive and assimilate information on the central zone has got a political component that diffuse the real issues. Yes.
Or maybe is it that maybe the same people who bring information are the ones who are politicized?
No, no, no. I wouldn't claim so. Neither would I argue so much that the people that we have two parties. We have the neutral party that goes to sensitize youths in good faith. We have also the second party, which has the biggest effort to disseminate information with a different motive. Okay, to disseminate it with infusion of something political so that they can influence a certain outcome in their favor. This has been a very big challenge because in the long run, information is usually distorted because they have to fashion somebody to think the way that they want, which is not the way that things are. That's a different issue, and that's a battle of it at home. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it should be 2 days from now. The police officers have been working with the community to battle with the challenge that we were facing in Itezhi-Tezhi. It should be 2 days ago of junkies. Are you aware of that?
Sure.
So, is it a challenge to you that maybe you're not doing enough to protect the youths, or maybe it's just the mindset shift that the people haven't yet reached to an agreement?
Well, protecting the youth in that aspect is entirely to the police. Yes, and the number of watch committees. Those are the people that are tasked with protecting. I have the biggest desire, me like you, to protect the youth, but you can't protect them. Yes, because of the nature of the insurgency that we are facing. you cannot even manage to protect them. But our biggest concern is understanding the root cause. Yes, that's our biggest issue. Let us understand the root cause. Why do we have people that are becoming junkies? For example, you guys, you are from Itezhi-Tezhi.
Yes.
I think you've stayed here for a long time, starting from when you were very young, and you never had this kind of experience, never even heard of. But then there's this issue developing, and then we are wondering, what is the motive? Where is this coming from? Okay, with rising of population comes with diminishing of opportunities. That is one thing that we must know. The rise of population brings about a diminished opportunity base. So we need to match opportunities with the rise of population, so that we curb certain things that are born from a diminished aspect of opportunities. So today in it states, the problem is opportunities are becoming lower. This is why we are emphasizing that youths should develop skills. They should go for school. It's very difficult, colleagues, to advertise for a job. Much of the response will come from the unskilled populace. Okay? Everyone wants to be employed. Then you start taking a census. What can you do? They will say there's anything. Like what? Boss is talking about manual labor. And then nakuba nobulesika nobulesanga kwanise sanga mutenge 30 days angosebenza kulunga chemera 30 days, it will be 5 days is sick. Okay, in a month you'll be sick maybe about 16 days in a month. I'm sure last time I posted something on Facebook where some people are complaining to me from the inbox that these youngsters that you advertise that they need jobs, they have a lot of excuses. Somebody wants to be given maybe 2 days free. Amaenda kuchechi, amaenda kuchechi. 14 hours nimeenda kuchechi kwa Wednesday, kwa Friday nimeenda kuchechi. So nizambo senza ko half day so that I attend to church.
Work.
Off from work, I want to go to church. Yeah, that is, 14 hours Wednesday, 14 hours Friday. Somebody has to be, and he's not a Muslim. He's not a Muslim, he's a Christian. So I've seen that we need also to emphasize on the nature of work culture. We need to develop a work culture as young people. Number two, we need to develop skills. We cannot be preaching of unemployment with zero skills. You see that? So the government has given us a platform to develop skills. And there are very few people who want to go there. When we pick people to go there, you find about half or 3/4 of the people, they don't finish. Others come back. Others don't write final exams. They just give up. Then we have about a quarter that graduates. A quarter.
So don't you think lack of jobs is also contributing to the same?
To which same?
To this situation that we have in Itezhi-Tezhi, population of junkies.
Yes, this is what I'm explaining actually. That lack of employment, lack of what to do, no undertakings, is the root cause is the root, not the absolute, but the root, one of the issues. You should understand with me that there are also people who find it an easy job to rob people. It's much easier. Now everyone has passed in shit. And it go easy. Okay? Then there are those people who are forced into it. Okay? Then there are also those people that are involved due to substance abuse and due to the situation. They are just victims of circumstances. You're a group of 7. Only 2 people really understand what they want to do. These are thieves. They are criminals. Only 2. 5 of them are very innocent. Okay, very innocent, good youths that can be channeled into something meaningful. But because of the opportunities that are so diminished and being found with people that look so confident in doing something stupid, then they fall. So there are a lot of things we need to do. We need to collaborate, This is a collaborated effort issue. You, yourself, and others. We need to sensitize. When it's time to apply for skills, we should tell each other. When there's like a job opportunity, we should tell each other. When there's a job opportunity for youth, we should actually encourage each other to have a hard work component and a dedication component to it.
So talking of skills, you've emphasized much on skills. Mayaba Musunga, you advertise for skills, my youth must apply. Some of them are left out. Some of them are picked. What criteria do you use?
Okay, so number one, when we advertise for youth company bazar issues, number one, the first criteria is we usually tell WDCs.
Okay.
That number one, can you emphasize to the youth to apply to correct schools? Yes. Each district has got a secular. Here we have a secular that we sponsor students to go to government schools because of what we have experienced in the past. Private schools, we've had a situation where people go there, they don't eat well. But we've paid properly and we've paid adequate. Then they don't eat well. It contributes to people running away from school. You see that? And then also they fail to write exams. You find that there are issues of no, this school has not submitted this affiliation to Ticheze and other issues. So we've done away with institutions that bring us a lot of complications. Then you find that the youth are not properly taught by whoever is supposed to tell them. Then they repeat, they apply to wrong schools. It creates a problem. Then wrong courses. The CDF component, it also only sponsors on skilled courses, only skilled courses, not professional courses, not nursing, teaching, human resource. What we want is when you do those skills, you must do a skill course where you come back and start working alone without being employed. We don't want anyone to start looking for a job again. Then you become a loafer again with a qualification and the money is spent on you. No. So when you go and do heavy duty mechanics, not heavy duty mechanics, heavy duty operation of those big caterpillar equipment, you come back here, we start looking for a caterpillar again for you to be employed. Because you cannot buy a caterpillar that I will be working alone with a caterpillar. You know, it becomes a challenge.
So on that one, do you have people who sit in those offices when you can pick a time applications just to guide the youths to say no, you're supposed to.
No, no, you are talking to one of them. You're talking to one of them. It's me. One of them is me. And I've been on radio. I've been on radio several times, emphasizing, and I've talked to journalists also, local journalists, emphasizing people as you go by the tell these people not to do this, not to do this, not to do this. I've gone also personally in these places. I was in Kabumbe, in Munga, in Nambo, in Mapunku, in Wanamaze, in Shambala, in Bila. I've been places telling them and also carrying forms. Carrying with schools already. Not for organizations we don't recommend. For organizations we recommend. Some of those papers don't come back as submissions. Okay? Some people will still write just there. The school doesn't even give human resource. He writes human resource. The school does not even provide human resource course. He writes human resource. Because that's his dream career. Then you find that the component does not support that. So it contributes to being left out. You see that? And then there's a fairness also that is played somewhere. You understand? Eh? You people are in town, for example. This is just me talking. I'm not representing CDF. I'm not representing the council.
But you see, yes,
but I'm just talking me.
Okay.
As me. No, not you. I haven't been sent to come and tell you this by anyone. There's somebody in charge who should do that. But me as event room, this is event room. You people are in town. And then the budget constraint also is well understood that it cannot pick everyone at a go. You understand? Right? You can't pick everyone. And then if we just pick those who have applied, you find that for Itezhi-Tezhi Central, we'll be picking 90% they're coming from Itezhi-Tezhi. Then what will happen to other words? So there's that fairness where we say per word, let's pick this. So it also will give opportunities to other people that are disadvantaged with distance and access to information. Like in Shambala, in Kabulunge, there's no internet there. So people cannot even watch this. So you have to follow them there.
So just on that one, sorry man, just on that one. You're saying that you cannot pick everyone. So let's say I'm just giving an example. Let's say the CDF committee or whoever sits would decide to say, okay, from Itezhi-Tezhi Central are supposed to pick 15 students. Then from that 15, we find that maybe 30 have applied. Then you pick 15. Now what happens to those remaining 15?
The 15.
Does it mean they are gone just like that?
No.
Forget?
There is the following year. Number one, for me, what I do. Number one, when you are left out, I know that I usually give people two streams. Okay. There's the vet, there's CDF. So I tell these other people to say, you guys come this side, we do this process.
Those who are left out.
I do the application myself, personally.
Do you think you're promoting laziness?
to
those youths.
no. Why I do that is, the Teveta system is computerized.
Okay.
It's online. It's not the same as I give you a paper, you fill in, and then no, it's online. So there are a lot of youths who are not so good with computers, apart from Facebook. The only app they use well there is Facebook and the WhatsApp. Then you go to the Teveta platform, they cannot use it properly. So I help those to give them the advantage of being able to participate. Okay, because we haven't done much to create a gap between digital issues and the analog issues. People are still into manual issues. Yes. So we give them the digital platform they can't perform. So this should not give them its advantage because it's not the main issue. This is just the application process. So we move into that and we work with them. I do sit and call them one by one. We sit and we do that process.
So you were mentioning of helping. Yes. What project is currently running at your office? If we were to go today, I think that can help other youths out there apart from education ones.
For now, I can tell you honestly that it's just the academics part that is happening now, and it's closing next week on Tuesday. Then we'd have wrapped up for the year, and then we are opening January with the academic parts again, and the academic parts and the grant parts. January.
Okay, so talking of the same projects, I'll just take you a little bit back. Before we had the modern, the stage bus station there, but the ground, it's a fit, which had running track and everything. The time they were demolishing the same ground, the time they wanted to build the modern market, they told us to say, we are going to Tizakupangiran ground by youths, running track and everything. And that was before maybe, like, I don't know, until now we haven't been taught as the Itezhi-Tezhi youths whether we are going to have a youth center where we're going to have our own activities. Is there any plan for that?
Yeah, sure. There are two plans actually for that, to replace what has been taken away from the youth at that center. There is one modern stadium to be constructed with and by GRI and associates. I'm not sure whether it's GRI or African Parks, but I think it's GRI. Yeah.
That is Game Ring International.
Yes, there is a modern stadium that they are about to construct. The only thing that they are doing now is accessing land, to get land, to have land to give them. Then there's also a stadium that is being planned for by the ministry itself. Also, the constraint there is land.
Okay, so in short, you're trying to say from that time, the council or maybe the planning committee, they have never reserved any land for the youth.
They've reserved land for the youth. There is this land that has been gazetted recently, New Park. There's land there in New Park for that facility. So again, there's a debate of distance and accessibility.
Okay. I think that's
yes. There's a debate there.
It's very far.
So they are trying to garner land that cannot create the inconvenience. Yes, this has been the issue. But to tell you the truth, these plans are there and they are abundant. Yes, even that land there, which has been used as ESCO, there's also talks there to see if that land can be developed into that facility, because that ground belongs to the ESCO. It's not for the youth. It's ESCO.
Because I will be pleased to see a youth center where we have our own activities, talk of sports, talk of arts, all this just to keep the youths.
It's a mutual feeling. It's a very much mutual feeling. I'm also looking forward to it. I'm very much interested, me like you, to have that.
Okay, so talking of gaps and projects, you have mentioned quite a number of projects. So maybe for the viewers out there, I would like to ask, where does the money come from to do the same projects, and who do you report to?
Okay, like I said, we garner money from the ministry itself, and then we also lobby from stakeholders, ITPC, those that do CSR, corporate social responsibility, and also from the council, and also from individuals like yourselves. If at all you have the capacity, you come in. We do garner money from different areas to support those projects that come about. We actually usually, like you as the digital coordinator, yes, you can partner with us to lobby funds from a certain direction. Okay, that is supporting your program specifically, we help you to lobby for that. It's not coming through us, it's coming from that direction direct to yourselves. But then we just superimpose our presence to legitimize the process and also to give you that corporate visibility. Yes, that you are there, you are actually people that are existing and you are providing this kind of service.
Then who do you report to?
We report to, lately we were reporting to the office of UTC. Yes, now we'll be reporting to the CS.
The council secretary.
Council secretary. It has changed.
But the citizens of Itezhi-Tezhi are aware of that.
Of
Of you reporting or whatever that you have collected, is there a certain percentage to say maybe the citizens can able to can would have to know to say you have collected this much, or maybe you just keep it to yourselves?
we don't collect money for coffers for now, but we've applied for projects which we want to be doing. Yes, and we are looking for funds for particular projects so that we can have a constant flow of resources. But when there's a program and we are engaging people to give us money, we report to the particular office, and then we disperse the money to that program, and we make sure we disperse all of it in retirement so that we have now zero balance. Yes.
So how about if maybe the citizens or maybe the youths would want to, for the sake of accountability,
Yeah.
because the president says that at least youths have to take that responsibility of accountability.
Yeah, sure.
So for the sake of this accountability, what are some of the criteria that you take before you share the money?
Okay.
Before let me phrase it like this. What are some of the criteria that you take as a committee when you want to maybe deposit money into a certain project?
Okay, we have got guidelines from the district administration office. There is an accounting office there on behalf of the whole district and all departments. So we get guidelines from them. Actually, if we have money, this is where it goes to the district account. Yes, and then we retire from there. If anyone needs the reports, we can produce reports. Yes,
As a committee or
as a committee, not as an individual. I don't function as an individual.
Okay.
Always it's a committee. Always more than 10 people. Yes.
Kevin, you were saying something?
Okay, so talking of all those projects and everything, and what are some of the biggest challenges that you're facing when it comes to all those projects, just to make sure that these projects are done?
Okay, number one is finance itself. Yeah, finance itself. The second thing is collaboration. We have a problem with youths collaborating with us. Yeah. This work is very voluntary. It's very voluntary. There's no pay. And you know, when I say there's no pay, you know the problem you will have. People will not be so much willing to participate because there's no pay. Yes, we're not paid. So the problem that we have,
But you're sitting on money.
yeah, it's not our money. Like in my preamble, I think you asked me a question that pertains to ownership. Right?
Yes, yes.
And I expressed explicitly that it's not our money, it's the people's money. So we don't get paid from that money.
Oh, yeah. But have you had to?
Yeah, it's common perception and it's public perception.
Mm.
You know, when I look at you guys, the way you're looking like, you look rich. Yes, you look like you're doing very well. You look very smart. You're putting on clothes that are very expensive, and you even have expensive phones that I don't even have.
Fake it until you make it.
That's our point. You see? And you know, we've been saying it.
Yeah.
You find that mfana panyumba independent, but ndiye anafoni yodula kuchela tetela. Nafovula vodula kuchela my parents. You understand? Eh?
Okay.
And so it's public perception that we don't come back market. Other people will be asking questions to say, where do you work? Yeah. The issue is so the public perception is like that. People will be thinking these guys are the ones who are controlling the money. But there's no money that we control, and there's no money that we eat. We just volunteer. I've volunteered for, this is my 5th year now. 5th year to volunteer. We had called on for elections to elect new office bearers of this committee. But no one came. No one showed interest. You understand?
Was the sensitization done
It was done.
locally?
Locally, it was done.
When?
I think it was last year, around the March.
Oh,
Because my mandate is 3 years. My mandate expired sometime last year.
Oh,
We called on for elections. We even identified people. When there was no response, we started identifying people that can be interested to pioneer. I think they showed up for about 2 3 weeks, then they stopped. Yes. When we invite them for meetings, they don't come. And so you can understand that the moment they understood that it's free, you don't get paid, then they
so that is
put it
one
up.
of the challenges that you're facing.
That's one of the challenges that we're facing.
Okay.
Zero participation, poor attitude. That's what one of
Among
the issues.
youths
Among youth themselves, among students themselves. Those are the challenges that we are facing. I think those are the biggest challenges.
And what are you really doing to make sure that you address all these challenges?
We are trying to put across visibility. Number one, I think is visibility. Number two, we want to make it very attractive by making it self-sustainable, not always lobbying for money. Though we understand that when we do that, it will create an aspect of, people want to be in charge now because they need to fiddle around with it. Yes. So, but we are creating a system and situation where it is attractive and people also are remunerated a bit. Yes, because people put in their time, their human resource and human intellect aspect. So there needs to be a bit of remuneration just to keep everything going. This is what we're working on.
So on the challenges, it should be this year at the modern market where we saw the MP was presenting, or maybe was just granting those youths who are getting their grants.
Okay.
And we heard the council announcing publicly saying those who had applied and they were picked, but they never had bank accounts. Now, I want to understand the criteria which was used there because following Mayaba Musunga when advertising, they say no, you need to make sure that you have the bank account. Maybe others were being left because of their same bank account. How was it possible that those they were picked even without having the bank accounts?
Okay, so having a bank account is not a crucial requirement. It has never been, and no one has ever been disadvantaged because they didn't have a bank account.
Oh,
It's just a requirement that gives the process some convenience of processing. Okay, it's just a requirement that enables us to process the whole thing easily. But you can acquire a bank account. The bank account saves you, not the institution. It saves you. So when you omit it, you are going to be inconvenienced yourself. That's why they will give you time to go and look for creation of bank account. It's not a requisite on our side. And no one has ever been disadvantaged because of not having a bank account. Usually, people will decide to have a bank account when they are sure that they're going to be given the money. Because creating a bank account itself also comes with a lot of expenses. And for example, people that are in the outskirts, they find it very difficult to travel to and fro creating bank accounts. So we will not disadvantage them on the aspect that they haven't created a bank account on time. But the bank account should be created after that. Because we will not give you money by hand nor by mobile phones. We will give you by bank so that there is also transparency amongst yourselves in the way they have to access the money. Of late, I think you heard of circumstances where they put a mobile account. They give a mobile transaction to one person. And then kumpa sendra moja muntu akuka na kuka. You understand it? So to curb such vices, what do we do? Let them have a bank account which has got signatories where it will need a concerted effort from members to access the money for security purposes.
So talking of challenges, do you have any project that isn't running, and maybe you can tell us why it's not running? You have a project that you want to do, but because maybe the lack of participation of youth, it's not going forward, and maybe you can tell us why.
We are working on a project of awarding youth
Okay.
for
Awarding youth with money, or
with trophy and money, of course. Trophy and money. We see your effort. For example, myself, I see what you people do here. I'm very much aware of what the youths are doing. And then I have been working on a write-up to lobby for funds to award you people so that you don't look like you're not doing anything. Yeah, we need to keep these things going. We need to keep appreciation. Also, we need to keep the inspiration. We want people also to come again and join new people, create different streams, and also enforce what you're doing. But how do we create that? we need to lobby for funds to give you recognition. So we are working on that project. Who have the best outstanding youth of the year, who have the best group, who have the best artists, best athletes, best whatever. That gives visibility and encouragement. So we are working on that, not currently running because we've been struggling with finances.
Now,
But we're working on that.
but you I need to ask a few questions on this one. Okay, so for is it just on verbal or there's paperwork that has already started running?
I said I'm doing a writer. Actually, something written.
Something written.
Just 3 days ago, I was in a discussion with the ward councillor for Itezhi, where we were making changes to the writers, making observations, and he was also adding and giving his own input about it. It's something that is very much in the pipeline. It's coming through, and there will be a nomination team, a nomination committee that will nominate. Then there will be, publicizing the nominees and the categories, and then people will be encouraged to vote and make recommendations.
So due to time, definitely what do you think? Zakafunda for timing let's talk specifically
About such issues.
about the same hours.
So before we let you go, talking about future plans,
Okay.
what are some of the 3 top plans that you have in the next season, which will be coming, which should be January or maybe 2026 or
2026,
next year?
And this has to be
Because
we are heading towards elections.
5.6 is a very interesting
Top
year.
3 plans that
Yeah.
you have.
So the biggest plan that we have is participation. Okay, you agree. You agree with me. You agree with me that we need a youth MP.
Exactly.
You agree with me, right? How do we achieve that? We need a deliberate policy to give us that chance. Also,
Okay, sorry. Before you conclude, I think the MP that we have currently was
awarded as the outstanding youth member of parliament.
exactly.
We need another one.
We need another one.
Okay.
Why should I favor the old guys? They should speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I will not speak for them.
Okay.
I will speak. We need 3 youth MPs in Ticheze. Let it be so, and I will champion that.
Okay.
So how do we achieve a deliberate process? He was elected outside the deliberate policy of being youth. But then, as years goes by, he starts to compete with the youth, and he always beat them because of his outstanding performance. But how do we create a youth somewhere to compete? Without a deliberate policy, we need a deliberate policy.
Okay.
You understand? Eh? Look at some other offices that have got, like for example, let me be just sensitive on this one. The office of the town chairperson. There's no youth there. That's not a youth. We need some youth to compete. We also need a situation where the president can appoint a youth as a DC.
Okay.
You understand? Eh?
So
all those things. It's in the pipeline.
3 major projects. One is participation. The other one.
Yes. One's participation. The other is also, we need some financing and other empowerment systems that are coming to the youth to be given in adequate form. Yes, because there's no adequate forms. It can be immature. Not so in a shape, not so in a shape. But we need that. We also need youth to participate in farming. We've so much developed a situation where youth don't do farming. We think farming is for people that are really educated. That kind of thing. Look at the people that are getting fertilizer and other amenities from social welfare. Most of them are not youth. So we need a mind shift change. We also need a policy change. We need to influence policy changes. That is something for 2026. Very exciting undertakings that are coming through for 2026. So we need also to redo the way sports are sponsored. We sponsor too much football. There's too much football. There's no other disciplines. We have a lot of disciplines. In our preambles, we discussed artists, singers.
Yes.
We discussed this and that.
Painters, editors,
Fine, how are you? Sure.
content creators.
Exactly. There are a lot of disciplines that we can focus on and that we can sponsor. So very few are participating because the discipline is monopolized into football. It's not an evil, but at least we must expand the situation.
Okay.
No, sorry. But dear Kunzan I have to ask this before letting go. When it comes to contracts. Contracts. We haven't seen much of youths getting these contracts.
Exactly.
What are the plans?
And so these are some of the issues that we're talking about. For example, for you to have a company that can compete fairly, okay, and competently with the other guys, you will need certificates and licenses that will cost you almost 10 to 12,000 kwacha.
Okay.
And this does not guarantee you that they will give you. But at least you must have this as a backup, something that creates some competence form in you as a company. So youths are finding it a very big divide between participation and access. So we need to create some deliberate policies, some capital venture systems that we can come about with, so that we can have participation. That kind of thing.
How I wish we could go on and on and on.
I'm sure you can call me again next time. I'll be around here so we can talk about these things. And then we also create some episodes where we give guidance to coming up to that. This time around, maybe we're just talking about creating businesses and aspects of businesses, entrepreneurship, and all apprentices. We talk about these issues. Not only to talk about things which cannot give youths an aspect of awakening. Yeah, but we need some platforms and discussions that give youths an awakening, where we have people that are given permission to boast about their success, so that people out there do not only get the sense of boasting, but also the sense of inspiration.
So, talking of inspiration, this coming year, how are you going to make sure that in your work youths are also involved?
Yeah, for all government programs that are coming through, we've crusaded so much to have youth participation at the maximum pace of it. This coming year is a year where we can properly negotiate with leaders and politicians, because this is a year that presents vulnerability in them. For 4 years you'll be very vulnerable as youth, but only 1 year they are vulnerable. They are vulnerable for only 1 year, and this is the year that you take it serious also to weigh in your demands, okay, and to hold people to accountability. Let us have social contracts with leaders, social contracts, not where somebody promises and tomorrow they turn around. But this time around, let us have social contracts. If you agree that you're going to do this and this, we will pursue you into actualization of these promises by you doing this kind of draft with us and that kind of thing.
So as a youth coordinator, next year it's a year of election, a year of campaign.
Yeah.
What are you going to do to make sure that youths are not involved into political violence, anything that's
So there's the voter education system.
Okay.
Yeah, that comes twice. Usually it comes twice from ECZ. We have to collaborate with those people to sensitize youth. This is the reason why we have to be very careful with people that campaign to you using food.
At least have to come with money.
No, they have to come up with social contracts.
Okay.
Social contracts, not money, not food. Where you stay, where you live, and what you are doing now gives you food. Okay? So do not sell your voting right. Don't sell also your citizenship franchise with food. Those are not equalized value issues. No, they are not equitable claims. No food for a vote. No. Don't hold bribes and tell us about voting using a bribe. No. Those things, they really poison us as youths. And we give away our rights when we participate in such nonsense. That is nonsense. Yeah.
I was a youth coordinator. That's nonsense.
It's nonsense.
Okay, so before we let you go, any final words to the viewers out there, maybe the people that will be watching us out there?
Okay, thank you very much for hosting me here, guys. And then to the viewers out there, especially our youths. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in charge now as youths. Let us take our positions, our rights, and the corridors. We are in charge now. Let us actualize ourselves through different avenues that are provided to us by the Constitution and the social aspects. And let us engage in licit, not illicit, but licit activities. Let us be very consultative. Let us be very participating. And let's make sure that we rise to the core for anything that involves our interests. We are very much aware of issues that are involving our interests today. Okay, between now and the 15th, there is something very big cooking in the country that involves our interests, ladies and gentlemen. These are the things to support. Let us not be ill-informed by politicians who want to develop their own self-interest through these streams. It's our thing, it's our issues, and it matters the most to us. And thank you very much for hosting me here. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for coming to the Sound. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.